Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Talk 10 with Mahen. It's always a joy to communicate with you. This channel celebrates the various talents that different individuals have. And today we jump right into the domain of writing. We meet a brilliant author, Suvendrie Moodley. Suvendrie has written 3 very thought-provoking books, which we are going to talk about today. So, dear Suvendrie, welcome to today's episode. It's always such a joy to invite guests and to have meaningful conversations. Congratulations on your publications, and we look forward to hearing about each book. So let's begin, Suvendrie, by you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Mahenthri. I would start at the onset by giving thanks, enormous thanks to my God and Guru, Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba, who has guided me and taught me so much I cannot express in words. Talking about my background, I was born in South Africa, but I was raised in Zambia and Zimbabwe. My parents had moved. My dad was working in Zambia and subsequently in Zimbabwe. And I spent my childhood in Ndola in Zambia and my teenage years in Zimbabwe. I inherited a flair of writing from my dad. He was an English expert. He was highly well-read, intellectual, and very politically conscious, so opinions mattered. And he was also very strict. He put me in boarding school at the age of 12. Which I found very difficult. Words mattered to my father. He initiated the power of the words, the spoken word and the written word. So I thank him for giving me a talent in order to progress with.
Suvendrie, your first book is entitled Kundalini and the Violet Flame. Now, personally, I am absolutely no authority on spiritual practices. So I'd like to hand over to you. Can you tell us what this book is all about?
I started writing Kundalini and the Violet Flame many years ago, actually, and completed it about 10 years ago. And I had the immense blessing of having the manuscript actually received personally by Sri Satya Sai Baba, my God and Guru, as I've mentioned before, at Puttaparthi. I knew that this was a blessed manuscript. Regarding the book itself, the Kundalini is your spiritual power and opens you up to the vast, immense experience of God. Kundalini Awakening is when you feel humbled by the enormity of God, the absolute enormity of God. God is unfathomable. That is how enormous He is. Through the connection and bond of love, in the enormity that He is, you feel a oneness with all life and all creation, feeling a connection even with a leaf. The violet flame is a transmutational tool, transmuting negative energy into positive energy, initiating a higher state of being, a peaceful, harmonious state of being. Combining these two, we see a lot of problems connected to the Kundalini and people experimenting in meditation and meditational practices. And the violet flame heals the Kundalini and enables an all-round well-being of spiritual enlightenment and achieving the goal of liberation as its final aim, taking you out of the cycle of birth and death. Regarding my book, Kundalini and the Violet Flame, and helping a spiritual seeker that is on a journey to develop greater inner peace and harmony and self-awareness, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that Ila Gandhi wrote the foreword for my book, for this particular book. She captures the essence of the book by talking about the inner voice and its development that her grandfather Mahatma Gandhi referred to. Developing the inner voice that the violet flame can initiate is indeed fulfillment. Purification of the heart and releasing the spiritual heart, the divine spark of light within one's being and one's soul. Central to releasing the barriers that surround the spiritual heart of the emotional layers. And these barriers of emotional layers can be released through the violet flame. A study of the ego has to be undertaken and released. The violet flame actually signals lessons being learned regarding the ego through love. One of my tools that has been invaluable for awareness and harmony is keeping a spiritual diary. The spiritual diary records developments, analyzing strengths and weaknesses for positive change should also be undertaken. In the Kundalini, open communication through use of the violet flame, harmonizing relationships is absolutely key. Negative thoughts can be transmuted into positive and loving thoughts through the use of the violet flame. From a personal perspective, use of the violet flame has demonstrated a complex and immense spiritual journey where I've had visions and dreams of previous lives, including 2 past life dreams of Mahatma Gandhi. I was witnessing a scene here as if I had traveled there before. The Kundalini journey is vast, where in experiencing spiritual power, humanitarianism is central to the individual.
Suvendrie, your second book is entitled Friend of the Heart. Now, it's a rather engaging story. What would you like the reader to take away from this novel?
Friend of the Heart is a very personal novel to me. I had ideas of writing it years ago, actually, but it developed over the last few years. The central character is Tia. She has a very, very, very challenging experience with a false guru. Quietly supports her, is a quietly enduring friendship with Shahid. She has a series of unexpected encounters with him. What I'd like the reader to take away from Friend of the Heart, it reflects the pitfalls of the spiritual journey. And I would like the reader to know that Sri Satya Sai Baba is God incarnate. Both Shahid and Tia find a union within themselves of being united in divinity through Sri Satya Sai Baba. And I'd like the reader to take away the notion that Sai Baba is there for everyone, is the Divine Mother, the all-fulfilling, all-encompassing God, that soulmates are truly possible when you have a divine guru leading you and guiding you. And I'd like the readers to know that through the guidance of Sri Satya Sai Baba, true union with your divine spiritual partner can come about, and you can find a peace within that.
I'd like to now talk about your booklet that you've written, Suvendrie. This was an offering to Sri Satya Sai Baba. Now, the booklet is entitled Miracle Visit of Our Divine Baba to Us. I must say, I was completely astounded with the content of this booklet. Perhaps you can share your thoughts on your motivation to write this piece.
No words can describe the bliss of having Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba visiting us. And in exhilaration, I wrote a booklet of him and his visit to us, where he stayed over with us. My mother provided the introduction for the booklet. The booklet is entitled A Miracle Visit of Our Divine Baba to Us. I have had Kundalini Awakening, and after problems in relation to this, Baba gifted me with the sight of him. Mom is not able to see him, but her hair stands on end when in his presence or when he is communicating. As related in the booklet, Baba has been talking in Tamil, and I've been repeating what he says to Mom, noting that my Tamil is minimal. Mom and I had both been unwell, and Mom in particular had a serious stomach problem. Baba, through his grace, healed her sufficiently, and in fact has healed both of us. I will relate some anecdotes from the book. Baba brought his mother, Mother Ishwarama, as well as his father to visit us. This was on Ishwarama Day. What an amazing blessing. No doubt there was some past life connection. In all humility, they sat down on the floor with me and partook of tea and biscuits. Baba also miraculously brought my father and two friends who had passed on to visit us. I can't tell you the joy in this. My mother was in disbelief. It was obviously very emotional. One could only marvel at the phenomenon that is Sai Baba. Having Baba staying with us, one becomes accustomed to his personal habits, which are joyous to watch. Baba is a coffee drinker. I had not drunk coffee in years, but started drinking it with Baba. My mother was very amused about this. I will relate how Baba drinks his coffee, as he gave me the wonderful gift of savoring it as he savors it. He likes it milky, creamy, with a touch of sweetness. Such is the grace of Sri Satya Sai Baba. Stay tuned to a sequel to this booklet, which I will be writing during the course of this year.
Suvendrie, at this stage, let us share information with everyone about where they can get hold of your books.
Kundalini and the Violet Flame and Friend of the Heart are available on Amazon, on the Amazon websites. Friend of the Heart is also available on the publisher's website. That's Kima Global Publishers, Kima, Kima Global Publishers. An electronic copy on the booklet is available from me directly. This is free of charge, as this is an offering to Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. We wanted to make this an offering to him, to thank him. You can contact me on suvendrie@yahoo.com for a copy. That's SUVENDRIE @yahoo.com for a copy. And feel free to share this with others.
Dear viewers, we have come to the concluding part of today's interview. Suvendrie, my gracious thanks to you for being on today's episode. You know, you write with a lot of conviction, with passion, with insight. Your style of writing is uniquely your own. It takes a lot of hard work, it takes a special skill to even write one book. But you've gone ahead and written 3 books. So congratulations, Suvendrie. I'm sure that all of us can expect many more publications from you, and I wish you every success in your writing endeavors.
In concluding this interview, in this birth, books have been central to my personal spirit of service, where I volunteered at the Central London Sri Satya Sai bookshop that was a source of tremendous joy to me. No doubt Baba has desired that I write about him and share these experiences with as many people as possible. I thank you, Mahenthri, so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about my books. It's been wonderful sharing this with you. And may you be blessed, and may Baba bless you for the service that you're rendering by bringing attention to people and their talents that God has gifted them with. Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you.